Deep in the forests of Germany, there lies a forgotten city of walls and silence, a place where time stood still, where whispers of the past never faded. This is Beelitz-Heilstätten, once a beacon of healing, now a monument of decay and mystery. Thousands were treated here. Some left healed, others never left at all. Tonight, we'll walk through its haunted halls, uncovering its past, its secrets, and the stories that still echo within its ruins. Stay with me, because this story gets darker than you think. The year was 1898. Berlin was growing, and with it came a deadly epidemic, tuberculosis. The city needed hope. And so construction began in the quiet town of Beelitz, hidden between pine forests. A massive complex began to rise. Beelitz-Heilstätten, a sanatorium designed to save lives. With 60 buildings separated by gender and class, the facility was a masterpiece of German architecture, beautiful, clean, and ahead of its time. Patients would breathe the forest air, rest under the sunlight, and follow strict routines. It wasn't just a hospital. It was an entire world built to fight death itself. But peace never lasts long in history. In 1914, the world was burning. When war erupted, Beelitz-Heilstätten became something new. A military hospital. Blood replaced hope. Doctors now treated soldiers instead of citizens. And among the wounded was a young man injured by shrapnel at the Battle of the Somme. His name was Adolf Hitler. Few could have imagined that the patient treated in those halls would one day change history forever. When the Second World War began, Beelitz-Heilstätten once again became a field of pain. Bombs fell across Germany, but somehow, this hospital survived. After the war, the Soviets took control. The red flag was raised, and the facility turned into a Soviet military hospital closed off from the German public. For nearly 50 years, no German citizen knew exactly what happened behind those gates. It became a world within a world, a place of secrets, politics, and silent recovery. From 1945 to 1994, Beelitz-Heilstätten treated thousands of Soviet soldiers and officers. Rumors spread. Some said it also housed high-ranking figures from East Germany, including Erich Honecker, the last leader of East Germany. The hospital was guarded, isolated, and mysterious. Locals whispered that the Soviets performed experiments there, though nothing was ever proven. When the Soviet Union collapsed, Beelitz-Heilstätten was finally abandoned. What was once full of life was left to the mercy of nature. The end of an empire marked the beginning of decay. Floors cracked, roofs fell, moss and vines crawled through the corridors. The laughter of patients was replaced by the cry of crows. But even in silence, the walls remembered everything. And those who entered claimed they could feel it, a strange heaviness, as if the building itself was watching. In the early 1990s, a photographer wandered through these empty halls not to capture its beauty, but to hunt his victims. His name was Wolfgang Schmidt, known later by a chilling nickname, the Pink Giant. He attacked several people in the forests surrounding Beelitz. His crimes shocked Germany, turning this already eerie place into a scene of real-life horror. Since then, no one saw Beelitz-Heilstätten the same way again. Over time, stories began to spread. Locals spoke of lights flickering at night, of voices calling from the upper floors. Explorers claimed to hear footsteps following them, even when they were alone. Some saw shadows move across windows where no one stood. Whether these were echoes of memory or something beyond explanation, no one knows. But every visitor leaves with the same feeling that Beelitz is alive in ways no one can truly explain. Today, parts of Beelitz-Heilstätten have been restored. Tourists walk above the ruins on a treetop path, Baumkronenpfad Beelitz, overlooking what remains of its haunting beauty. Some buildings have been renovated for filming. You might recognize the halls from The Pianist, Valkyrie, and A Cure for Wellness. Yet most of Beelitz remains untouched, frozen in time, guarded by nature and the ghosts of history. As the years go by, more explorers enter the site. They come searching for photos, stories, or proof of the supernatural. But in every creak, every gust of wind, and every broken mirror, the hospital whispers back, maybe it's not haunted by spirits. Maybe it's haunted by memories of pain, of hope, of life itself. After all, Beelitz-Heilstätten was built to heal, and perhaps it still tries in its own way. Beelitz-Heilstätten is more than a haunted ruin. It's a mirror of human history, from healing to horror, from hope to despair. It saw the rise and fall of empires, the birth of legends, and the darkness of humanity. Walking through its halls is like walking through time itself. And as you stand there, surrounded by silence, you realize that some places never die, they just wait for someone to remember them. If you ever visit Germany and you find yourself near Berlin, take a walk through Beelitz-Heilstätten. But remember, respect what remains. Because every wall, every room has a story to tell. If you enjoyed this journey through history and mystery, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and share this story with someone who loves the unknown. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, stay curious and never stop exploring the shadows.